recently I was walking with a friend of mine, and she said, "Chris, you look great. You don't look a day over 50. And I was like, "Oh, thank you, that is so sweet." And then suddenly I realized, oh my God, I'm so friggin' old. I'm all happy and excited over looking 50. I mean, what? When you're 100, do you get all happy when somebody tells you you look 90? Oh yeah, I stand up every once in a while and it makes me look 10 years younger. Well, I retired a little early from teaching. I don't know, I'm so thin-skinned and sensitive, and I don't know, some of the parents were kind of mean, and I could tell some of the 6th grade boys were making fun of me, so I thought I'd try stand-up. But you know, stand-up is so great for your memory, and I'm so worried about losing brain cells, you know? I mean, my memory is so bad. My memory is so bad that when I write myself notes, I have to sign them. I mean, my memory is so bad that Amazon keeps sending me surprise packages in the mail. My memory is so bad that I am taking this fabulous herbal supplement. I mean, it is so good for improving your memory. Yeah, the name of it is... well, I don't know, but I highly recommend it. It's great. Well, I have been with my husband, Vince, for 40 years. Thank you. I deserve your applause and a medal. I have been with him for 40 years, or as he likes to say, best 10 years of my life. Now, I have to say that he heard some other comedian say that joke, so, you know, if you know who that is, please tell me. I want to give him credit. I'd also like to punch him in the nose. I mean, I am so sick of this joke. Every, you know, conversation with friends, my husband just has to throw that joke in there. First time you meet somebody, hi, 40 years, best 10 years of my life. Strangers on the street, 40 years, best 10 years of my life. Only thing is, lately the time span has been getting shorter and shorter. Like recently he said, best 5 years of my life. Then best year of my life. I mean, pretty soon he's just going to say, married 40 years, hater. You know, I remember when I first met Vince. Oh, he had long blonde hair, he was muscular, he looked like a tall Nordic Viking. Now he looks like a tall Dick Cheney. You know, I know Vince so well that I know what he's going to say before he says it. That's why I wish he would just shut up. And when he was 24, I remember saying, oh, Vince, tell me your dreams, tell me your desires, tell me everything you're thinking. Now that he's 64, he tells me everything he's thinking. I mean, how much is there to say about banjo picks? Oh, by the way, interesting fact. Did you know that 50% of all American men over 60, married men over 60, take up the banjo? Yeah, they're trying to pluck their wives to death. You know, and oh boy, you think Brian Williams exaggerates? You should hear Vince. He has a story about when him and his brother got in an accident and their car flipped. Yeah. 40 years later, he's got this thing spinning in the air. He actually goes like this with his hands. Yeah, and they don't have a scratch, right? And he tells me how much he weighs every single day. And it's either 189, 190, or 191. Now, how am I supposed to react every day? So when he says, 190, I'm like, no, when he says 189, I'm like, oh, 191. 190. But the other day, the other week, you know, we went on vacation. Yeah, we went on vacation, we came back, and Vince weighed 200 pounds. That was exciting around our house, let me tell you. Well, Vince and I are the proud parents of two young men, really. They're in their 20s, they're single, living in LA. I mean, these are great guys, fabulous guys. They just have one major flaw. They never call me. I mean, they never, ever call me. I am constantly playing a game of chicken with them, you know, to see who'll call first. I always lose. I mean, they don't even know we're playing. I swear to God, I could not call them for an entire year and they just pick up the phone and go, oh, hey, Mom, what's up? And my friends with daughters, oh, they make me sick. I mean, they're like, oh, yeah, Jessica and I talk every day. Oh, and we go out to lunch at least once a week. And I'm like, oh, really? Well, my son came over twice last month. I mean, he just dropped by out of the blue, hung out a couple hours. It was great. I didn't tell her his washing machine broke. She's there doing laundry. I wasn't even home, okay? I mean, I was so excited when my oldest son graduated from college and then moved back to LA. I thought, oh, he's a young adult, you know, we can do things together. So I called him and I said, hey, you want to go to the Philharmonic this weekend? And he said, no. I was like, I mean, he didn't even say, oh, no, thanks, Mom, I'm busy. He actually made this noise with his lips. Oh my God, why don't you just take out my heart, throw it on the ground, and beat it with a sledgehammer? Well, he must have felt a little bad because a couple weeks later he called and he asked me to go hiking up in Griffith Park, and I said, yeah! Are you kidding? I wasn't going to pass up a chance to be alone with my little guy. So I was so excited. You know, I was really excited. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then suddenly I thought, oh my God, this has to be good. This has to be fun and upbeat and positive. And I started thinking of funny stories and witty anecdotes. And then we'd go, you know, we started on the hike to Griffith Dante's Peak, and within 5 minutes, I was asking him how many fire alarms he has in his apartment. And then I explained to him the difference between spice marijuana and regular marijuana. Of course, we covered STDs. And then I can't believe this, but I can't even believe this, but I actually asked him if he was eating enough vegetables. Oh, needless to say, I haven't heard from him since. My other son, you know, when he came back from college, the only time I ever saw him was when I was cooking. It was like we didn't do anything together that didn't involve me slaving over a hot stove, you know? And finally I said, look, can't we like go out to dinner once in a while, do a movie, do something other than me cooking? And I was like, wow, this sounds really familiar. And I realized that I had the same conversation with guys in their 20s when I was in my 20s, but it was not about cooking. And then suddenly I thought, oh my gosh, I am acting just like I used to do when I was in my 20s. I am thinking up lame excuses to call my sons all the time. I'm running errands in their neighborhoods, hoping that I'll run into them. I sit at home, tears streaming down my face, looking at old photographs and videos. The only difference is, back then I used to think, well, I know he likes me, but does he love me? And now I think, well, I know he loves me, but does he like me? But, you know, there is hope. They will turn 30 eventually, and hopefully they'll get married, and you know the old saying, lose a son, gain a daughter. Thank you.